to Road and Drainage District meeting. Today's Tuesday, May 28th. It is 4:01 p.m. We're in the city chambers. I call the Road and Drainage District governing body meeting to order. Those present are Commissioner Luke, Vice Mayor McDowell, myself, Mayor Hanks, Commissioner Carrestone, Commissioner Emmich. We have City Manager Lear right over there. We have City Attorney Slayton. We have our Deputy City Clerk Taylor, and we have our Recording Secretary Hale. We also have our Fire Chief there in the back, and it looks like a Police Chief is off playing hooky somewhere, but I'm sure he'll be back as I see his coat back there. So, if you would please, let's go ahead and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. If Ms. Amber would please do that for me, I'd be greatly appreciative.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. All right, can I get an approval of the agenda, please?
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
A motion on the floor by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Lee. Let's take a vote. That passes unanimously. Moving on. I don't think we have public comment. Vice Mayor, nothing there. All right, we'll move on to consent agenda items. City Manager, did we have anything to be pulled or
No,
to discuss?
there was a possibility of one, but I think a memo covered it, so nothing was pulled.
Okay, then if there's nothing there, then I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion, Mayor, to approve consent agenda items A, B, C, D, E, and F as presented.
Motion on the floor. Wait for a second.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Carrestone. Let's take a vote.
Do you need something, Commissioner Luke? Okay. Feverishly trying to find something.
And that passes unanimously. We have no public comment, so we're moving to adjourn.
I think that is the record.
Pretty close to record there, maybe.
Let's do that at 6 o'clock.
We got solid waste next.
What I thought, but I wanted. Sure.
This one said 6 on it.
We have to leave and join.
Whenever you're ready. Get
Go
out
back
here,
agenda,
leave,
do the refresh.
refresh,
I got it now. You showed me. Just do what you.
and we're going to solid waste.
They're still working on it.
Those. Okay, should say solid waste though.
I don't think they started it over there yet, you gotta wait. Oh, it's in there.
All right, I think we can join now, if you refresh.
Wow, that popped
Yep.
me right into it.
There we go. All right, whenever you're ready. All right, good afternoon again. Welcome to Solid Waste District Governing Body Meeting. Call this meeting to order. It is May 28, 2019. It is now 4:04 p.m. Those present, Commissioner Luke, Vice Mayor McDowell, myself, Mayor Hanks, Commissioner Carrestone, Commissioner Emmich, City Attorney Slayton, City Manager Lear, Deputy Clerk Taylor, and Recording Secretary Hale. We did the Pledge of Allegiance, so if I could get an approval of the agenda, please.
So moved, Mayor.
Second.
Motion on the floor by Vice Mayor, seconded by Commissioner Carrestone. Take a vote.
Might wanna switch that.
All right. I don't see any public comment for this. Move on to the consent item. Was anything requested to be pulled here, or do I get a motion to
I
approve?
think I'll
Consent agenda.
second.
Motion on the floor by Commissioner Luke, seconded by Vice Mayor. Let's take a vote. And that passes 4-0, with Commissioner Carusone had to step out of the room for a second. She'll be right back. Moving on to public hearings. We have our first reading of an ordinance of the City of Northport, Florida. Ordinance number 2019-22. Deputy Clerk, will you please read the ordinance by title only?
An ordinance of the City of Northport, Florida, amending the non-district budget fiscal year 2018-19 by providing for changes identified in Exhibits A and B, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, and providing an effective date.
Wonderful. City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. This item is to amend the solid waste district budget. It's actually the impact fee fund is where this funding is coming from. So we're going to amend the CIP to allow for the purchase of a telescoping loader for the recycling center that we had a conversation about earlier this year. But with that, we're here to answer any questions you might have on it.
All right. Commissioner Luke.
I'm wondering if you can explain a little further. I know you answered the reply to my question to all the commissioners, stating that this was impact, so we didn't really need to worry about the fund balance. And I don't really understand that interpretation. When I requested the percentage of what the fund balance would be, I received 16%, which is under 20% of what we say is supposed to be there. We're heading into hurricane season where emergencies might become very necessary, and that 20% level is supposed to be for that emergency. So can you explain to me?
Certainly. Yeah, first of all, this is not the solid waste district budget. This is the impact fee budget. So even with a hurricane, we couldn't use these funds to replace anything from a hurricane. Impact fees can only be used to expand services. Which is part of the reasons why the fund balance policy doesn't apply to it. The idea is to spend all of these funds at some point. You don't keep a fund balance in this for a rainy day. This is to expand services. So when somebody comes, they build a new house, build a new business, they're going to create an expansion of what we need.
So there's a fund balance that sits within impact fees then, and then there is a general fund balance for emergencies.
Yeah, every fund will have a fund balance unless it has zero money in it. That's just basically what you've accumulated over time in that fund before you've spent it. The reason you don't have a fund balance policy, though, for the impact fee funds is because it's not to be used, it's not for a rainy day, it's not
Correct.
for savings.
Spent within 5 years.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, thank you for the explanation.
Yeah, these questions are important for me to have the answers to, so I'll know how to vote on this budget amendment. Can you give me an update on securing that processor for the recycling? I know we talked about, I think it was November, December. Haven't heard if we secured one yet, if it's in the process.
Okay. I'm going to ask Julie Belia and Frank Lam to come up and give you an update on that.
For the record, Juliana Belia, Public Works Director. We are currently in negotiations with the processor. Today, we are going to be submitting a legal request for our city attorney to take a look at the proposed agreement. And if Mr. Lama has anything else he'd like to add on that?
Frank Lamas, always manager. To start off, of course, we purchased the ClearSpan building already. We already started, the engineering from ClearSpan is already over there today. They were doing surveys. The building permits are in the works. So the loader, of course, would be next. And if we're talking about a processor, yes, we are in negotiations with a processor. So
When do you expect the recycling center to be up and operational?
we're thinking before October 1st.
And how much have you spent so far? Not counting this item, but the
ClearSpan?
block, the ClearSpan.
171,000.
So far, you've spent 171,000? This is in addition to?
Yep. This is what we talked about. Remember the ClearSpan building?
Right, I know
And then the
that.
telescopic loader. This is what it's, that's what it is, the telescopic loader.
So this telescopic loader,
That's what takes the material and puts it into the big trailer we talked about?
so the covering And the concrete block?
Yep.
You're saying was 171,000?
Yeah.
Plus then this 120 for the loader?
Correct.
Well, then, why, well, that brings up a whole new question. Let me find my sheet. So in the amended CIP project, it says 171 for solid waste impact fees. Why wasn't the 127 included?
That is correct, and I know that is confusing. I apologize for that. Kim Farrell, Finance Director. The reason it looks that way is the budget was amended back in October by $180,000. That project was never actually added to the CIP budget. The budget amendment came before the commission, but the project never got added. So what we're doing now is adding that project, and that's the attachment you see for 171. We're not doing the 180 because it ended up not costing them that, so we put it at actual cost. And then we're going to add to that any other recycling center. Now, the reason you don't see the 165,000 for the telescopic loader is that's rolling stock. So that's not a specific CIP project that will be presented along with other vehicles in that list within the CIP, but it's not a project in itself because it's a vehicle
We have vehicles in
or
CIP.
rolling stock.
We have vehicles in CIP projects all the time.
Well, actually, only if they're spent at a surtax.
Gotcha.
That was a wonderful explanation.
It was very confusing, I apologize.
Great
Well,
explanation.
yeah, that was great.
It answered
Absolutely.
the question, so
Thank
thank you. And now I understand, I think. Thank you. All right,
Okay.
I am, thank you.
Mr. Caruso?
Yes, I have a question. Are you outsourcing currently, like your cardboard recycling to somewhere in Port Charlotte, or?
No, not yet.
So, because there's a Charlotte recycling truck
Okay.
that is carrying all cardboard that continuously goes down Tropicana in Toledo.
Right.
And it just, all the cardboard comes out all over the place. And I followed it the other day, and I swore the person had a city shirt on.
No.
So I was wondering if you guys did like an
Many solid waste
outsourcing?
departments have the same kind of shirt, just a different emblem.
Okay.
Now, was it the truck green? What color was it?
It was definitely not a city truck. It had
Right, we're
Port
white.
Charlotte Recycling Center or something on it. In fact, I think it was a corporation, and I thought, are we outsourcing or something?
No, not at all.
Well,
We'll
just
look into that.
FYI, they
Oh,
are
we'll look
throwing
into that.
cardboard all over the place, between Estates and Toledo Blade, so,
Okay.
this way, the city is not getting blamed for it. I followed him all the way down Tropicana and Toledo Blade.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I have nothing else.
Ready for
Entertain a
motion?
Yep.
Motion to continue ordinance number 2019-22, amending the non-district budget fiscal year 2018-19 by providing for changes identified in Exhibits A and B.
Second.
Excuse me, caught me yawning. Commissioner Luke's got a motion on the floor, seconded by the Vice Mayor. Anything to that, Commissioner Luke?
No, sir.
Vice Mayor?
Nope.
Nobody else does, so let's take a vote. That passes unanimously. Okay, we're going to move on. I don't see any public comments, and we're adjourned.